Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you very much for joining us for our Tuesday update, recorded on October the 17th. There's a lot going on as we head towards Labour weekend, this weekend in New Zealand. Kicking off with today's animated wind map though, and the main feature, this low in the middle of the Tasman Sea, but also high pressure over here in eastern Australia. What that is doing is helping this big southerly come up the Australian eastern coastline, and on the New Zealand side, bringing down a subtropical airflow from around Tonga, Fiji, New Caledonia, and into the North Island. So warmer weather is coming in. Now, it's a very windy day today for central parts of the country as that northerly comes in. Gale force winds in Wellington, but if you look really closely at later today, you can see a southerly coming in there to Wellington. So northerly on that side, southerly on that side, so there'll be a bit of cloud around as we get that convergence with the two winds. And this rain as well around that low, moving up the western side of the South Island, but it finally does ease as we go through Wednesday. And I said this yesterday, the low itself is sort of going to bunny hop over the top of the North Island. It's moving up and sort of sideways. So there's a little bit of wind and rain around on Wednesday. It's a bit of a borderline between where that wet weather is and where it is dry. So don't be surprised if your forecasts chop and change a bit for the top of the country as the computer modeling and forecasters work that out. But you're between two highs and a low is out there as well. So that just means there's a little bit of, well, there's a lot going on, put it that way. But most of the wet weather is out at sea, dry really for most of the places, but a few showers are possible here and there, just like there are a couple of showers possible along the eastern side of Australia. So this, as we head towards the long weekend, some of you might take the Friday off if you're lucky enough to. It is going to be on Thursday if you're heading away later in the day, mostly settled around the country, but we've got this low to the north, just driving in nor'easters and a bit of cloud. It's not too major, but there's a little bit of patchy kind of rain. When it's that pale blue shading, it just means that it's cloudy with the chance of some showers or patches of rain. It doesn't mean it's raining all day long. Heavier rain is usually in the yellows and the greens. So a bit of light stuff to the top of the country, a few showers here and there, but otherwise there's a lot of high pressure. So there's not a great deal of change on Friday as well. Low pressure is sort of moving a little bit to the east. That drives a bit of those showery conditions further down the North Island. So holiday spots like Coromandel Peninsula and also getting into Bay of Plenty, potentially Tauranga, Waihi. But this is borderline between it being showery and dry. I think the easterlies will still be blowing, but whether it's actually showery or dry, that is still not locked in this far out. Very fine line for the top of the country and a few isolated showers elsewhere, maybe a bit of rain in Fiordland. Otherwise, high pressure really is dominating as we head into the long weekend. So Saturday, cooler around the country. The low is here. So if it does track this way, I mean, it's a very small system and it could move around a little bit, but you're seeing just a few showers or a bit of rain in that corner. And then southerlies elsewhere. Sorry, Southland, that means another temperature drop. You actually warm up briefly this week for a time, but it cools back down again significantly on Saturday. Exactly what we said El Nino was going to be doing this spring. And so cooler and wetter down there for you. Interesting development with this low. So we go to Sunday, getting very dry in the southeastern corner of Australia, actually all along eastern Australia. But around Melbourne and Tasmania, there will be some wet weather on Sunday for you. On the New Zealand side, that low basically has gone, but the southerlies coming up bring a little bit of wet weather. Mentioned this in my Farmers Weekly column the other day, how eastern areas of New Zealand get a bit of rain with the southerlies. That's why a southerly's not bad in spring. El Nino tends to bring in more westerlies, so getting a southerly is always good. It does bring in a little bit of wet weather for you, which will be welcome, I'm sure. Tomorrow's update will include all of Labour weekend, so join us on Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow for that video.